Hey everybody, welcome to Alderman Farms. We're a little bit sad today. We lost our old dog Pete. He's been with the family for 16, maybe even 17 years. And so we're a little sad today and thought maybe a little comfort food would make us feel a little bit better. Or it'd be nice anyway. We had planned on cooking tonight anyway, but kind of changed plans at the last minute. But we wanted to go ahead and show you how to make, Tommy named this, Patti's Spectacular Pizza Loaf. That's what we're going to be making tonight. And we're going to have to go straight into it where we'll have enough time where y'all can see the whole process. So, because you know, it's got bread dough in it, so that's got to rise. But I'm going to tell you, I've got to get my sauce going. And I am making Dining on the Dime, Tawra's pizza and spaghetti sauce for my sauce to go on it. Anyway, I want to tell y'all too, right now she's having a Mother's Day special where it has free shipping. So the link is down below in the description. So if you want to get one of these for yourselves or a special mother to you, somebody that's like a mother to you or your mother, would make a great Mother's Day gift. And this is not just a cookbook. It is it's an everything book. It tells you how to save money. All the recipes in here, they're very simple. Even if you don't cook a lot or don't know how to cook, you can take this book. It's very simply done, and so you can make sure you can definitely do it. One thing about the recipe, it's on page 217 if you want to follow along if you already have one. This is for spaghetti sauce or pizza, and you do let it simmer for an hour. We don't have that long to let it simmer, so I'm going to do things a little bit different. Number one, Italian sausage. I'm not doing the sausage in there for time's sake, plus I'm putting pepperoni on the pizza loaf. So, but you're supposed to saute your onion after you have browned your sausage, and since I'm not having that, I'm going to actually puree my onion because I do want my onion in here, and I'm going to use my Ninja blender to do this. So anyway, I'm just going to cut it up into a little bit of pieces. Oh, sorry. I forgot to tell Tommy to turn the camera down. Anyway, so I'm going to put that in there. Also, it calls for a can of stewed tomatoes. And I thought I had stewed tomatoes. I have diced tomatoes, but we're going to go with it anyway. And so I'm going to go ahead and put them in there. They'll be chopped up. And I'm also splitting this recipe in half, because I'm just making one pizza loaf tonight and I'll still have some left over. Then it calls for tomato paste. Sorry if that's loud, y'all. Okay, now let's see. I'm not going to put any salt in it right now. I'm going to, it says salt to taste. It also calls for a garlic clove. I don't have a garlic clove, but I have this minced garlic. So I'm going to put like right at a teaspoon of that in there. And then 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. So I'm going to put 1 teaspoon because I'm splitting my recipe. I usually like to rewrite my recipe when I'm splitting something because I'll forget sometimes. But I'll try not to, I'm trying not to forget. Oh, it won't come out fast enough. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to give this a whirl right quick in my Ninja, so hold your ears because it's going to be loud. This is one of those, I think it's to make slushes or drinks or something like that. I'm just, I've used it like this. I use this to make my Thousand Island dressing, and it's wonderful. So, okay, my onion come down there. Okay, here we go. think that's enough. Whew.
They didn't hear you say it scared you because I turned the sound down.
Did you turn it back up now?
Yeah, it's back up.
Okay, that really scared me. If y'all saw me jump, it's because it scared me when it started revving up. I usually not standing right next to it when that happens. And you can see it's a nice thick sauce. It's going to be so good. Now I am going to put it in the pot and I'm going to put it on low and let it simmer while we're getting the dough ready. And that'll help the flavors to blend together. But I'm going to tell you this. I have made, spaghetti for years. I've always made spaghetti and everything. And, Tawra says in here to simmer it for an hour. And I'm going to tell you something. It makes such a difference in the taste when you do simmer your spaghetti sauce and your pizza sauce, because it's like it helps the flavors blend together. So
let me know when I can say something.
Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this over here on the stove if you wanna.
All right, I just wanted to take a moment and thank everybody for joining us. And so many people are just loving on us right now, with their condolences about the loss of Pete. And it's kind of awkward to address comments while Patti's doing this, so hang with us. And there's going to be a part in the show when she comes over here and takes her seat next to me, and we'll be in a better position to answer your comments and questions. And we'll talk about the old gentleman Pete for a few minutes. Thank you for understanding.
Yeah. Okay, now we're going to make the sourdough dough, because the pizza loaf actually is you use a third or a half of the dough. And so for this I'm going to actually use a half of the dough, because I have split the recipe in half. People have been asking me for half, if you could just split it in half where you don't make as much sourdough, because sometimes it's just one person that's making it for themselves. And so that's what I did today, is I split the recipe in half. And so I'm actually going to be doing half a making of sourdough. So I'm going to tell you all the amounts. So this is 3/4 cup of warm water, and we're going to need a half a cup. Notice I got out my glass bowl where y'all can see all the way through. and I'm just going to spoon my starter out, because I don't want to have to change jars. I don't like it to be all run up the sides when I'm growing starter. So I've got a half starter ready, because next we're leaving Thursday. So the conference is going to be on Saturday and Sunday, the Great Appalachian Homestead Conference. And so I have been making sourdough starter to bring there. So I've got another jar that's got a little bit in it like this, and so I have got to make more starter where I can make bread there at the conference. Okay, let me set this over here. And I'm sorry guys, Tommy had to step out for a second. The dog was scratching on the door, but I hear my pot back here. I don't want to burn my sauce, so I'm going to turn it down. Okay, I'm back. Tommy's back. All right, so here's my starter. Half a cup of starter, 3/4 cup of water, half a cup of starter. Okay, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. And y'all, if y'all don't eat sugar, it's perfectly fine to put honey. Just you could use the same amount. You can use the other sweeteners and stuff. That's fine too. Just whatever you use is fine. All right, and 1.5 teaspoons of yeast. Now you do not have to use yeast, but remember it just makes it rise quicker. And so with the farmer's market, and especially doing it on here, it's good to have it rise a little faster. And you still can do a 12-hour ferment on it, and then the second rise will come up a little quicker. All right, Now I have to have 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And y'all, if y'all are interested in some sourdough starter, we have the recipe that you can make it yourself on our webpage in our store. It's actually free, it's a download, and it gives you the instructions on how to make your own sourdough starter. Or we do sell dehydrated sourdough starter on there. You can also get that. So, all right, now 1/4 cup of oil. If y'all have watched me before, you know I go over my recipe numerous times because I'm scared I'm going to forget something. Because I have forgotten something before. I have forgotten the oil before. I've forgotten the salt before. All right, so I have 3/4 cup of warm water, 1/2 cup of sourdough starter, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of yeast, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and 1/4 cup of oil. All that's left now is my flour. Oh, that's sugar. We don't want to put cupfuls of sugar. Sorry, the flour's right here.
That's why you check your recipe.
Yes. All right. Now that's 2 cups of flour. It's going to take a total of 3 cups, give or take a little. We'll see how it does. Sometimes it's less flour, sometimes it's more flour. And this can be made with any bread dough. This is one of the recipes that's in our book. It's on page 15.
What's
Or sourdough. That's what I was hoping you was going to say it.
Sourdough Start to Finish.
Start to finish. Isn't that terrible? It's because the class that I'm giving, that I'm doing at the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference, weekend after next, is Secrets of Sourdough Success. Right. And so I get them confused, which I get confused easy, but I called this cookbook, and I hope Tawra's listening. I called it Dining on a Dime. Yes, by Tawra at Living on a Dime. I invert those two all the time. It's terrible. But
by the way,
just me.
If you want to get this recipe, which like Patti said, it's on page 15 of the book, you can find it at AldermanFarms.net/ebooks. And because of the conference and the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference, we have a discount code available for $5 off. It's good until midnight, May the 7th. Actually, the end of end of Sunday, and it's GAHC 2018. GAHC 2018.
All right, I just have to say something. I put this nice little parchment paper down on here, where you wouldn't see how ugly I made my counter, but I can't knead this bread with this parchment paper.
That's good because it's loud. How did you make the counter so ugly, honey?
Well, when Tawra was here and helping me make soap, she got that essential oil all over the counter. And then we're almost sold out of that soap. So it's our beard and shampoo bar. It's for sale also on our website. But anyway, so I made some more. And I made it look really bad. I got it all over. How are you doing that?
People were asking what brand of flour.
Oh, yes. This is my favorite brand of flour. I find that it really, really, really does good. And you see what
it's from a company called Wheat Montana, and it is all-purpose flour, non-GMO. And Patti orders it online from Walmart, right?
Mm-hmm. I think there's a link. Do you have a link down there?
No.
Anyway, what I'm doing is I'm adding just a little bit of flour at a time. This is my last cup. This is my 3rd cup of flour. And so I'm just adding a little bit at a time because you don't want this dough to be an extra stiff dough like French bread dough. French bread is, I made some French bread the other day and I did it by hand. And I'm doing this by hand too because a lot of people ask, it's faster to do it in the mixer, but a lot of people have asked about the book because a lot of the recipes in the book says in the bowl of your mixer. Well, you do not have to use a mixer to do this. You can do it all by hand. And actually, when I bake for the farmer's market, I do it all by hand because my mixer's not big enough. But just add a little bit of flour at a time.
Just to make sure, I know I said I wasn't going to be addressing comments, but there's some that need to get addressed. To make sure, this is the pizza crust recipe is in our ebook, Sourdough Start to Finish. The pizza sauce is out of the Dining on a Dime cookbook, which is available at Living on a Dime, and there's a link to both in the description of this video.
And actually, this is not going to be, this is actually bread dough. This is not going to be like really a crust, you know, because it's, you know, made with the sourdough bread dough.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I said...
You called it crust. I just want to make sure. I just want to clarify.
Originally, we were going to be doing pizza. But
yeah.
We changed our mind to make a loaf. But the pizza crust recipe is on page 13 of Sourdough Start to Finish.
Yeah, I do have a pizza crust recipe that I love. That it's very easy to work with. Okay, now I'm going to call that done. You see, I have this much flour left. That's okay because this dough, it's not sticky anymore. Oh, yeah, it's supposed to have that rise thing. I read about that. I just always have gone by feel, but I read something about you're supposed to, when it's ready, when it's got enough flour, you're supposed to be able to push it and it comes back up.
Kind of springs back.
Yes, something spring. Anyway, so put that back in there. And so this would need to rise for an hour, but I was prepared. I don't have another glass bowl, but I made another one. So we can keep right on rolling.
Ta-da!
And get done before the show is over, hopefully, because once I get it into the loaf, it is going to need to rise before we bake it. Okay, now you see how nice that is? I made this up about 5:30, 6 o'clock. So, alrighty, now, got my pan, and I bought this parchment paper on Amazon. I love it. I bought a big thing of it because y'all know I bake a lot for the farmer's market and everything. So I bought it because I think it's gonna make things easier, and it only, when you buy a big pack of it, it only turns out costing cents per sheet. So. Ooh, let me stir my stuff. Ooh,
if you're joining us late, we're making some comfort food. We had to say goodbye to our 18-year-old, we think 18-year-old dog Pete this morning. We'll talk a little bit more about him later. But so we're making Patti's Spectacular Pizza Loaf, which is from her book Sourdough Start to Finish, and we're using using the pizza sauce recipe out of Tawra's Dining on a Dime cookbook.
Ah, you did it too.
I did it too. Sorry.
I was having a hard time. Neither one of my rolling pins would fit in my pan.
No, I don't remember where we got that rolling pin.
I do. Baker Creek.
Oh,
that's the first time I ever saw one like this.
Yeah, at the Seed Festival?
Yep. At the Seed Festival.
We didn't get it from Baker Creek. We bought it from a vendor.
Yeah, a vendor there. So, okay, now, in the book, I have written that you can make you some little slits like this. I'm using this so I don't cut my parchment paper. Because I've done it like this. I've done it both ways, and I kind of like to do it like this the best because you kind of can see where to cut it.
I think
you cut
it
your
works better
slices.
that way.
You do?
Yeah.
Better turn this off. I hear it just a bubbling back there. Should I do one there? I don't know. I'm gonna do one there.
You didn't do one on the other end.
Oh, I got nothing back. Okay, now I'm glad I remembered to put it back on here because that would have been bad. But I got it ready and then had to lift that thing up. Okay, now my dough is ready. So I'm gonna get my pizza sauce. I'm gonna taste it. Because I didn't add the salt, but my stuff that I added to it had salt, so. You could use a little bit of salt. It's very good.
That's a Mississippi little bit, or
Well.
Louisiana little bit.
Tastes good. And it's for me and Tommy. It's okay if I eat off the spoon, because he don't care.
I don't care.
And tonight, I'm going to actually put some bell pepper and onions on the loaf too. I haven't done that yet. And some mushrooms. I've just done it pepperoni and cheese. I'm always scared I'm going to have too much of this, and that's a lot that I put on there. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to put my bell pepper and onions on. You know what? They're not hot anymore, so I'm going to use my hand. I sauteed them a little bit because I didn't want them to be crunchy, so I sauteed them just a little bit.
People are complaining.
Oh, why? I ate off a
Christina
spoon?
Banbury says I wasn't hungry before that dough got rolled out.
I'm sorry. Come over.
Sandy Black said, "Ha ha, I cringed when you put that salt in there." Yeah, well.
It really didn't taste salty, so maybe it didn't have salt in this.
Right, Tracy. Tracy said the world needs more salt.
All right, now the bell pepper. No, what is this?
Oh, that's right. That's Tawra's thing.
Yeah.
The world needs more salt.
Yeah. Yeah, I was glad before they came to visit. I was watching one of her videos and I saw her salt something on the back of the stove. I was like, yes, they eat salt. Good.
The Bible has good things to say about salt.
You know, Tommy. That's true. Then what is this? Mushrooms.
That's mushrooms.
I couldn't think of the name of it. Tommy likes mushrooms.
I love mushrooms.
But I sauteed them too because I really don't care for the texture of mushrooms if they're big, and I cut them too. Sorry, baby. He got big old chunky mushrooms. All right, where is my cheese? Here's my cheese. All right, I'm saving some of this cheese to go on top.
The world needs more cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Time to sow said, I wish we could grow salt.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. That was sharp cheddar cheese, and this is mozzarella. And you know, y'all put whatever you want, whatever you like in here. And this, you don't have to use sourdough to make this. It's good with sourdough. All right, then I'm gonna pick up my edges and pinch them together.
Wait, you're not putting pepperonis inside?
Oh gosh, yes I am. Sorry. Thank you. I forgot. Where are my pepperonis? Oh, right there. All right, here's the bigger ones, but I have cut them in little pieces where you don't bite into it and pull out a steaming hot pepperoni on your face. So I cut them in little pieces. So.
Which is not good when that happens.
It hurts. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't get all that pinched up before you told me.
Yep, homesteading the pioneer way. I like mushrooms just about any way you can cook them.
Yes, he likes mushrooms. And y'all, he used to love bell pepper, and now he's not so crazy about bell pepper. I mean, he eats it,
yeah,
but
I'll eat it. I don't dislike it, but I used to almost crave bell pepper.
mean,
It's funny how your taste buds change.
I mean, he would eat like raw bell peppers, like on salads and stuff. I don't even do that, but I've gotten to where I do. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to roll it up. Stretch it over. This is a really full. We'll see how this one does, y'all, because, and I'm going to pinch it together right there, too.
Yeah, I would.
Because I have never made one this big and full, I don't think. So hopefully all my stuff stays in there. And I'm doubly glad to be using parchment paper. If you do have parchment paper, use it when you make this, because this is hard to clean if some of the stuff does come out. Because, you know, a little bit will come out. But I'm hoping the parchment paper is going to make my job much easier.
Looks like a fish.
Yeah. This is where I always have a little bit of problem, because I don't want a big hunking thing right down here.
A big hunking thing.
Big hunk of dough. I'm just going to pinch that off. How about that? Oh, I've got an idea. Let me take that off.
Uh-oh, she's creating on the fly.
I have got an idea. Take off part of half of this stuff. And see, I'm not a big bread person. You know, if it don't have any of the filling stuff in it, I don't want it.
No, David, this is not a vegan recipe.
It could be, I guess.
I admire vegans who could do that. I ain't one of them.
It could be, couldn't it?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Is cheese vegan?
No, but they have that kind of cheese, though.
Oh.
Okay. I'll make me and Tommy each a cheese bite. How about that?
Very nice.
Because y'all are gonna see this, but we're gonna have to see it and smell it.
Yeah.
So let's see. That.
Thank you, Kathy Cox. Said love your video.
Oh, thank you. Okay, now where's my sauce? And see how much sauce I have left? So this will be plenty enough to do another one or even a pizza. So I will probably, well, we may have Tomas this weekend. Ooh. Because, so I may keep it out to make pizza bread or something or make another one of these.
Man.
What'd you think about?
I didn't think about it. David Sharrow did. He said now baste it with garlic butter.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we have any ready, but that's a great idea, David.
We can make some right quick.
Well, that's fine. Do it.
Y'all, all day long it's been so funny. My instinct is to lick my finger. And so I'm going to do it because it's for me and Tommy and it's okay. But when I was getting everything ready in the kitchen and everything, I was like keeping my hands washed really good. And so my cell phone beeped. And I wouldn't look at it because I didn't want to touch my phone because my hands had just been washed and all this. Because when I'm cooking for other people, I'm extra careful for germs, you know, because I'd want people to have their hands good and clean if they made something that I was buying and everything. But then I kept telling myself, it's for me and Tommy. I can touch my cell phone. Anyway, some of y'all might think that's gross, but anyway. That's the truth. Oh, well, this is not working out so well because I got my stuff wet.
It don't matter what it looks like.
It'll taste good. So, now let me do the finish on this. I was forgetting this. Because he said baste it with garlic butter, but I can't do that.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I'm putting cheese.
Yeah, that's right. We're just going to baste this one with cheese, David. And pepperonis, actually.
Yeah, I got a little bit for the
So
top.
David thought you were finished.
Yeah. Well,
it is a great idea.
I was actually forgetting.
You know, you could actually add a step in there. Baste it with garlic butter and then do this.
Well, you could actually baste it with garlic butter when it comes out the oven.
That's true.
Too.
Y'all, sorry not sorry about how good this looks. But you can do it too.
It's really not hard.
Tawra said, oh gross, you licked your finger, sterilize everything. Yeah, not.
Now sometimes mine turn out fatter, you know, and I will stagger the pepperonis around. not this time. So anyway, y'all know how cooking is. Things turn out different all the time.
It's like the sourdough caterpillar now.
Yeah. So.
It's a sourdough worm, a giant sourdough worm.
Okay, now you can, I guess, turn the camera around. I'm gonna rinse my hands off
David
right quick.
said there's no wrong way to add garlic. I think you're right about that. I love garlic.
Now we're gonna let this rise. We're gonna talk some more and let it rise and bake it.
All right, so I'm going to turn the camera around. Please stand by.
And do I even have to guess what picture?
No, you don't have to guess. Michael is serving his purpose. Michael Kellum is helping us out with the transition, and we're so grateful that he is. Thank you, Michael.
Do I need to turn these lights up back here?
Yeah, I'll turn those lights out right there, and that'll give everybody a few more minutes to bask in the glory of Michael Kellum. All right, so there's several questions there. So let's see.
And we forgot to tell y'all to put everything in caps if y'all.
Well, I didn't. I was hoping they would hold off on them, you know, because it was so hard to deal with. I mean, I had to look at everything: Facebook, YouTube.
You just have to do everything, huh, baby?
Yeah.
I want to remind y'all, my pizza sauce was from Dining on a Dime, page 217, and they're having their Mother's Day special with free shipping. So if you don't have one, you need to grab one because I love it. And then
Go ahead.
The dough and the pizza loaf is in our ebook, my sourdough ebook that I can't remember the name of. Isn't that terrible?
Leanne Gaucher asked Tara if Mike was watching. Mike is always watching. He's always watching. He's ever watchful.
Okay, let's see. Another ask, do I think it would work to make it the night before and then cook it the following night? The only thing I would be worried about with that, Nanda, is it getting soggy with the pizza sauce. But then on the other hand, you could try it and see. It would still taste good. If it does get too soggy on the bottom and doesn't have enough sauce, you could always dip it in sauce to make it pass for the first time. You know, if it didn't do just right.
Now,
but
here's my ignorance.
I think you can put it in the refrigerator.
Oh, in the fridge. Okay, yeah. Because I was going to
Yeah.
say it wouldn't rise too much.
Yeah, no. In fact, actually, you know, because I've made up a second batch of dough, I'm going to let that continue to rise, and I'm going to punch it down, and I'm going to freeze it because I had that question today about freezing dough. So I'm gonna try freezing this dough and then taking it out, letting it rise, and see what happens. So we'll see. So
there's Patti's Sourdough Start to Finish
yes,
ebook cover.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's on page 15 there. So hey, here's some good news while you're looking at that. We have an exciting development in the Alderman family, and that is that our oldest daughter, Chelsea, will be graduated with a degree in chemistry Saturday. She actually finished up today, and was it today that they practiced?
Yes, they had their practice.
They actually had their walkthrough today. Mm-hmm. So we couldn't have been more proud of her. She did that while being a mommy, and my goodness, to graduate with a degree in
several times.
Yeah, several moves.
She had all the major things happen in her life while she was in college, so she's done great.
Yeah. So we couldn't be more proud of our baby girl, Chelsea. She's not our baby girl. Well, she's always our baby girl.
She's our first baby girl.
She's not. Carly Ann's the youngest.
Yeah.
I call them both baby girl.
Yeah.
And so we're tickled.
Christy had asked, could we put that straight into the freezer like that? And I just really think you could. I really think
we may have to try that, but we're not going to try it with this one.
No, not with. Well, baby, come on. Huh?
No. No, I'm going to eat the whole thing.
Y'all, I'm scrolling up through the comments now, trying to see if I see any questions or anything. So if I haven't addressed your question or whatever, put it again for me and put it in capital letters, please. It's a little bit easier to see it. So
So while you're doing that, I'll talk about the Pratt family homestead. Normally on Thursday nights at our new time here, we're going to be teeing up the Pratts to come on the Pratt family homestead live right after us. They're not going to be coming on live tonight. As many of you know who follow the Pratts on Facebook, Mike's mom passed away rather suddenly after she was diagnosed with a terminal disease, and they thought that it was going to be fairly soon, but nobody knew it was going to be as sudden as it was. And so they're having, they're going through a period of grief and whatnot. But I got, and also you may know that I pick at Michael, and I've actually asked him if he minds
he did.
this.
After about a month of it, Tommy, he's like, "Hey, do you mind?"
Does this bother you? And he loves it. I call him Princess. I don't even remember how it got started, but now he's the sourdough princess. And so we got a photograph from Jenny today that just really warmed our heart, because it's so nice in the midst of grief to be able to find something to smile about. And I don't know the backstory. They didn't tell me the story, but they found this cup, and I just thought you guys would appreciate seeing a smile on Mike's face. Don't mess with a princess. So
it brought tears to my eyes when I saw that, because I feel my heart has just been so
burdened.
And heartbroken for him, because I know it's just a real, and his family, but we know Mike and we know Jenny, and just such a hard time to go through, and it just makes us sad. So it was nice to see his smile.
And that's just a little grace of God again, that He allows us to find a little something to make us smile, even in the midst of some very real pain.
Yeah, because I'm sure, I don't know how it happened that he ended up with a coffee cup. If he grabbed it and said, "Would you look at this?" or if maybe Jenny handed him a cup of coffee in it.
Yeah, we don't know the backstory.
So it was something light for them at this time. So that was a blessing.
That was a blessing. And
by the way, they are very much planning to be on live next Thursday night.
Right, they sure are.
So
we're not so much.
It's been, it's been hit or miss, and we know y'all understand. We know everybody understands, but they are planning to be back Thursday night, if at all possible.
Yeah, and I'm sure if you don't follow the Pratts on Facebook, you should go check out the Pratt Pack on Facebook, and I'm sure they'll be posting their intentions to confirm that. But thanks, baby, because that was supposed to be part of what I said, that they should be back for next week. Yeah. So we're not so much pressed to get out of here in 22 minutes tonight. But next week, when the Pratts are coming on after us, we're going to have to avoid overtime. We're going to have to...
yeah. You know what I was thinking about this rising and everything? I'm thinking... Oh, yeah, because it's supposed to rise like close to an hour, but I'm just watching it. It's rising pretty fast right now. But anyway, it still has to bake once it rises, so I wouldn't forget to remember that. I want to, Time to Sew asked Howard's story, and is she going to be at the conference? Bless her heart. She did put out a video today. She's told, encouraged everybody and thanked everybody for all the positive comments that she's gotten. If y'all don't know, Story and Mr. Hilder have gotten divorced. And anyway, and she has moved, but she's making it, and she is planning to be at the conference. She is excited about the conference, so she said can't wait to see everybody and everything.
Probably be good timing for her.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said, God, it's in God's time, and she's so glad that she's gonna.
Well, hey, Catherine Zumwalt on Facebook says it's her first time to watch us. Well, we're glad you're here.
Thank you for being here.
Appreciate that. You found any comments you need to address?
Looking. All
right, I'm going to handle one more little piece of business. If you guys wouldn't mind, I would love for you to go check out our oldest son Cameron's YouTube channel. And I've got
Not right now. Just a little bit.
There's a link in the description of this video to his YouTube channel. But if you just decide to search for him, it's important that you look at the one that looks like this, because he's actually got two, and one of them is dormant. But if you love the outdoors, he's just getting cranked up. He's got like 80 subscribers right now. I'd love to get him up to 500 or 1,000. He is a primitive. He is a man of the mountains. But he also does tech gear talk. If you're interested in high-tech camera gear and stuff like that, Cameron is your man, and he'll teach you primitive skills. He's talking about car camping.
And another thing that I wanted to share with y'all too. Thank you for homesteading the Pioneer Way. He said
Thanks. Yeah. Hey, Sherry.
Hey, Sherry. Nanda just asked you, Sherry. I don't know if you saw it. That she said, didn't you say that you can freeze the dough and then thaw it? And it will be fine and still rise. So I've not played with that yet. I've got to do that. One thing I thought about doing that was for the market. But back to Cameron, I wanted to share with y'all. He has a video that he's just done in the last week or so where he actually talked about how he got started in primitive skills and everything. And honestly, it's how he got started reading. I wanted my kids to be readers. Tommy's a big reader. I've never been a big reader. I am now. More so than I used to be, but still not like Tommy. And I wanted my kids to have that, but I didn't know how to make somebody a reader when I'm not, And it all has to do with their interests a lot of times, I think. Some people just want knowledge and everything, but some it's their interest. But when Cameron was about in 5th grade, and he says it's My Side of the Mountain is the book that he started reading, and that's what got him into the outdoors so much, and him wanting to learn primitive skills and everything. So any of y'all that have children or grandchildren, it would be some good pointers for you to try and encourage your kids to get outside and to enjoy the outdoors. So
wow.
Okay, and 7D said yes, you can freeze it. So that's cool.
Well, that's neat of you to say that. Danella Farrell says, any friends of Mike and Tawra are friends of mine. Actually, she said Tawra and Mike, so I need to get that right. Any friends of Tawra and Mike are friends of mine.
Well, we definitely consider them friends, and I think they consider us friends.
Yeah, IRL friends, in real life friends. We came out of the computer to be their friends. That's what Tawra likes to say. Yeah, but she's pushing the friendship boundary, though, because she keeps lying.
Tommy told me I was as bad a liar as you today. and look, let me show you why.
Tawra lies on at least a video a week, and I better go ahead and explain before we get her in trouble.
Tawra says she considers me a friend. Yeah, you better explain, because that sounds really bad.
Because she keeps lying, saying, I'm moving to Mississippi.
She don't say she's moving to Mississippi. She said, I'm going to come see y'all. I'm going to come help plant that garden.
I'm going to come plant the garden, or I'm going to come spend 40 days on your back 40, or whatever. And now I've just gotten, instead of saying, really, I say, liar.
That's what he keeps
liar.
telling me. Oh.
Yeah, you knew where that was from.
Oh, of course I know where that's from. I watched that one. I don't watch that other one. But I thought about Heidi immediately, though. But that's the wrong movie. But let's not go there.
Okay.
With that movie. But anyway, why he told me I call me a liar is because, let me show you what I did yesterday, and Tommy too. Let's see. Oh, that's the green beans. That's the update on the green beans. I'm sorry, the pictures are small, so it's hard to see. And this is another picture of the green beans.
What you looking for?
This. I got my tomatoes in the ground. I'm so excited.
Not all of them.
Well, that's why he called me a liar. Now, y'all, really, I have went through all this hard work, and I have planted all these wonderful tomato plants. He really likes tomatoes. And so all I did was tell him
wait, stop.
I planted 55 tomato plants.
I asked you to stop. You ruined that.
Sorry.
I was going to say, what did you say last year we were going to do this year? Overall.
We have. Cut back.
We were going to scale down. We were going to cut back. We were going to do personal use only. Yeah. Okay, so she only half ruined it. So how many tomato plants have you planted?
55.
How many do you have left that are yet to be planted?
Not even 55.
54?
I don't know. I need another row.
And how long is that row? Well, however long it is, it takes 3 16-foot cattle panels.
Yeah, and
that's scaling down.
But I was supposed to be able to get 70 on that row from my figures, but I didn't get that many on that row.
Oh, inconceivable.
Anyway, but I'm not putting, I didn't tell him about the cherry tomatoes, because I'm not planting that many of them, because we don't eat that many cherry tomatoes, so I'm putting them in another place. So.
You're hiding them from me?
No, I'm putting them in a box though. You don't have to do any work for them.
Oh. I don't have to drive stakes or anything in them?
I can drive stakes, and I can hold up a little bitty piece of fence. I can do that by myself.
All right.
All by myself. So I'm not going to ask you to
might as well show them what else we did in the garden. So
yes. Oh, y'all, I'm so excited.
Where do you want to start?
Yeah, you can show them that picture. This is some of the seeds that I planted. If y'all seen on Facebook or anything, we made some new garden boxes. And
well, I wasn't going to. Okay.
Well, that's the seeds to go in the garden boxes.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, so we got the garden boxes done, and so I'm just loving them. And so I saw, what's that guy's name? Justin Rhodes. We're going to meet him.
Yeah.
We're going to meet him in October. But anyway, he was doing a keyhole bed, and we do the wood, and I like the wood and everything, and so I got to thinking about it. So I got on the internet and was looking, and not very many people are doing well, there wasn't many pictures of any keyhole beds made out of wood, and so because typical, they're round and it go, but anyway, we did it like that, and I'm loving it. And I planted a bunch of stuff. I've got 4 or 5 different varieties between butter beans, they're lima beans and peas. I got Mississippi pink eye, purple hull
peas,
and I got planted lady peas. I planted Ford Hook lima beans. I planted what's that black one called?
I don't do math, Tim. Thank you.
48, yeah. 48, 16, 32. Well, that's what was wrong, Tim. I added wrong.
Apparently, Patti doesn't do math anymore either. She used to.
That's what I did wrong. For some reason, I should have had room for 70 tomato plants. Maybe I was just where you wouldn't get upset.
Yeah, that's what
and
it
know
was.
That I have to do another whole
You were so
row.
considerate of me.
I would like some ideas because we have done the Florida weave. I like the Florida weave if you're a very diligent person, and I'm not, obviously, because it always gets away with me. We're doing fence panels this year. Excuse me. And I bought me some of those little clip things that you can clip them to the fence post, to the cattle panels. And of course, we've done stakes, like that, which I don't like doing that, having to tie up every one of them like that. But anyway, if you have some different ideas of how to grow tomato plants, put it on here or email it to me, because I'm interested in finding maybe a different way to do that, or either we're going to have to get some more cattle panels.
Yeah, email us at maters@aldermanfarms.net.
Or put it on here, so. Homestead Remembrance wants to know if the garden boxes spell something from the air. M for Mississippi, M for Missouri.
The healthy M&Ms.
M&Ms is what I like the best, because they're next to each other. That's what somebody else asked.
All right, can I do a couple comments from Facebook? Because we got a pretty good crowd on Facebook,
yeah,
too.
and then I have some over here, so.
I may miss somebody because I'm terrible at this. Put it in all caps and try again if I miss it. But Lori Moore said she made your sourdough bread and starter how you did it in the Living on a Dime video, the video with Tawra and them. Yeah. And said it was wonderful.
Oh, great.
Let's see. Some people who have subscribed to Cameron. Colette said he has some pretty good stuff on there.
Oh, thank you.
He's really good. He's good at it already, and he's just going to become more and more comfortable to do it. Darlene said that the boxes look so nice. And our pal Misty McMorris.
Hey, Misty.
Says, where did you get your lady pea seed? That's our favorite. You had a dickens of a time finding that, didn't you?
I did, but then I found it at Will Height, WILLHITE.com.
That's Will Height. Is it a first and last name?
Well, I thought so.
And it's probably just Will Height.
Will Height.
Okay. WILLHITE.com.
I never heard of that one. So let me grab my paper right quick.
She's going to grab the paper, and let's see if there's anything I can show you in the meantime. While she's grabbing the paper, let me say this. Isn't that just aesthetically pleasing? We say every year that we want our garden to be as aesthetically pleasing as it is nutritious and bountiful. And one thing or another happens and it gets away from us. So hopefully we're going to try that again. I think as we transition into all boxes, we hadn't said that, but we're actually going to box in those snap beans. We're going to box in the tomato rows. We're going to box in everything. And I think
except I'm just worried about the squash, but I guess it can just grow over the box.
Yeah, except maybe not for the squash.
But I mean, it could grow over. And this is, I guess it is what you said, wheel height, or
wheel height.
Yeah, that's what I said, wheel height.
Yeah, it's Wheel Height Seed Incorporated.
But Misty, I have a bunch left. I could bring them to you if I can remember to bring you these and the other seeds.
Sorry, I can't get the lights just right.
Willhite. But I found them.
There it is. Wheel Height Seed Incorporated. Growers of highest quality seeds in Poolville, Texas.
So, but just text me or whatever. I saw Tawra. I don't know. She was talking to somebody else, but she said something about zinnias. But I planted zinnias. I planted Envy, which I think is green, and I planted Will Rogers, which is red. One called Persian Carpet. Oh, I forgot what it looks like. And then one called Bon Bon. So one has got a red center and yellow outside. It's pretty, and I planted some. So I'm hoping, like at the, I planted it like at the other end of those boxes. They're going to be tall, and I've got some corn planted in one place too. And so I think that's going to be, I hope it's going to be pretty like that.
You need to do anything with your loaf?
No, I'm going to go turn the oven on right quick because it's starting to grow up. So we'll be able to put it in the oven shortly. Oh, I can't go that way.
So she's left me alone with the chat again. Hey, Annie.
Annie Marie.
Annie's watching.
Hey,
baby. Thanks, Tim. Tim Beverly's posting a link to Will Height.
Oh, thank you, Tim.
So, Misty, he's posted it right there on Facebook. And you can go check it out and get you some lady peas.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Somebody who said they're so behind. Oh, Nunda, don't worry about being behind. I planted all that stuff yesterday. I mean, with our cool and everything. Oh, I've got some pictures I'm just going to show y'all. Oh my goodness, my not that one. You can't make it stop once you click it. I want the picture along the fence.
All right, hang on.
Nope, that's not it.
Oh. Well, it's another one.
Well, maybe you didn't download it.
No, I did. Give me a minute, I'll find it. I thought I did. Here it is.
Oh yeah, that's it. Look, this is my poor spaghetti squash. You can see how they were almost this size when I put them out.
They can't see that.
Sorry, I was pointing with the mouse. They just look. They're coming back green and everything. Where's the other one that's like that? Should be right next to it, right here.
Oh.
And then, nope. Oh, that's my deal. It's starting to grow now. I've got a box of deal. It's an 8-foot box of deal. Let's see what this one is. That's my squash. It's growing, but you see the zucchini on the left and the yellow squash is on the right. I planted the zucchini probably a week and a half to 2 weeks before I planted the squash on the right. And it's because it was out there doing all that cold. It's just not growing.
It's just not growing, yeah.
That's what I want to encourage y'all. If y'all hadn't got planted yet, it's not that big of a deal. This is from the free plants that I got. One of them is a cauliflower. Tommy saw it when we was out there working yesterday.
I was like, look at that, we got a cauliflower.
I hadn't even noticed it yet. This is that bed right there, and at the far end is some mustard greens, which are looking pitiful. I think I need to fertilize them. But all these in this box was my free plants that I got that they were throwing away. And so I'm really tickled with that. This is my okra. You can't really see it good. It's not growing. Of course, okra likes warm weather, and it looks kind of pitiful. So I'm hoping it's going to come on out.
But it's not dead.
No, it's not dead. This is my cucumbers. Y'all, they don't look as big now as they did when I planted them. It's just pitiful that they're doing so bad. Now this is horseradish. It's doing great.
You almost can't kill horseradish.
Yeah, and it's really spreading out and everything. This is 16 plants of it's called American melon. And it's got more words on it than that, but I can't pronounce them.
I got you, Annie. Busted. You
turned
came
the
just in
camera
time to be
around.
on the camera.
I was trying to do it. I didn't know it wasn't on.
Oh.
But anyway, I don't know. You'd have made me lose my train of thought jumping up behind
Too many
me like
words
that.
you can't
Yeah, but
pronounce.
anyway, the melon. Suppose that's the one that's supposed to kind of have like a caramel taste. Or
Oh,
something.
great! I've
Yeah,
been so
the one,
interested
yeah, he's
to.
been wanting to try that. So, and see, he's excited I planted 16 melon seeds, but not 100 tomato plants. And you know, just think, it will be homemade pizza sauce, homemade spaghetti sauce if they all make. Don't you like to eat the food I cook? Then why are you complaining, baby?
I just don't like when people lie.
Marriage tips for women.
Carl Ann says marriage tips for women.
Yeah. All right, we're about out of time, so
We got to bake the thing. You're not going to bake the thing?
yeah. You want to go ahead and do that, or is it time? Because I was going to
Well, I'm waiting
shift
for the. I'm
gears
waiting
to
for
here.
the. You can go ahead and do that. I'm just when the oven beeps, I'm going to get up and go put it in
Okay.
the oven where it can start baking.
So we're not going to have a marriage tip for men here, and this is normally, or this time of the show when we do our marriage tips for men. I just want to honor our old friend Pete right now. Took this picture of him yesterday, and I'm so glad I did. I actually took a couple of them, but that's my favorite. I've got that set as my profile picture on Facebook right now for a while. Pete was a mixed breed. We have no idea what his breed was. And he showed up here, somewhere in the neighborhood of 16 to
it's been 17.
17 years ago. And he was already grown. He was probably not an adult, but he was at the upper end of adolescence. In other words, he didn't get any bigger after he got here.
Yeah.
He was already full size.
Yeah, I would think he was at least a year old when he came.
So he, Pete probably 18 years old.
Yeah,
And-
it could be,
Yeah, and
And the reason we're not 100% Corey's dog that he used to have, that it was his when we first moved here when Corey was 3, brought him home one night. He used to go running, and he came home with her. And
Yeah.
I tried, poor thing. I threw sticks at him. I tried to make him leave. I tried to shoo him off because I was scared of him.
aren't you glad he didn't leave?
Oh gosh, I'm so glad. He's such a
Yeah.
good dog. But I did. I tried to chase him off because we had such little kids.
Yeah. So
He's such a good dog.
he's been here, 16, 17 years, and he was here for most of all of our kids. Cameron's the oldest at 28, and more of Cameron's life he's known Pete than the part of his life when he didn't. And of course, if that's true for our oldest son, it's true for both of our daughters and our youngest son. And Pete is just such a gentle dog, just content. I told Patti, he helped me track a deer that Patti shot way back in, it was either January 09 or 10. And he was old then because it about wore him out. And I was big and fat then, and it definitely wore me out. And here it is, 2018, and so he's been stone cold deaf for how long?
For a couple of years now. I mean, at least a year, but
At
he
least
was
a year
getting
completely
bad.
deaf.
Yeah, getting bad before
I'm
that.
talking about completely deaf. You could bang pots over his head and he wouldn't hear it. And the vet this morning said, it probably is a blessing in old dogs, when they go deaf like that because they don't have to hear, they don't get upset by noises.
And it may have been actually longer than that he was losing his hearing, because remember when we were living over in the trailer too, he could feel the vibration of us walking, because it's off the ground and everything. And sometimes he'd go, "Woo, woo, woo," like, I'm right here. It would scare. It would startle him.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I really think it may have been longer than that.
May have been
he's
longer
been
than
going
that.
deaf.
But for at least a solid year, he has been stone cold deaf. And he still had pretty good eyesight because he would see you coming from a good distance away and that tail would wag. Just such a gentle old soul. The other dogs loved him. They paid homage to him. Well, so he started. When did he really start going down? Before we moved over here.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, I mean, it's been the last 2 to 4 winters that
Right.
he's just been too old to stay outside during the cold.
Yeah,
you know?
so we brought him
and
inside.
we don't have. You remember, we're down south, so we don't have super bad winters anyway. But we would let him come in. He would want to sleep by the fireplace.
Yeah. So for the last few months, anyway, we've had to pick him up, and well, not every time. It's really been the last
2 weeks has been pretty.
the last I'd say the last 2 to 4 weeks. You had to pick him up and take him outside to do his business, and sometimes he would, say 4 weeks ago, you'd have to take him outside, but he could manage to get back in.
Yeah. Once he got to moving. But within the last couple of weeks, he couldn't even take a step without falling. I think he had some hip dysplasia because his left hip looked kind of crooked to me. Mm-hmm. And then about that same time period, right, about 2 weeks, the swelling. Yeah.
About the last 2 weeks, maybe a little longer, we started noticing his belly looking a little distended and so forth. And so anyway, to make a long story short, our vet loves us, Dr. Bob at Brookhaven Animal Hospital.
He was if y'all remember with Tommy's dog attack, he was very, very helpful.
Yeah.
To us.
So I sent him a text, and I didn't tell him this at first, but I told him after he answered me. I knew everything he was going to tell me, but I needed to hear it from him. I described Pete's condition and all. And
I'm sorry to interrupt. Do you want to show him this before?
Yeah. Patty's going to show you all the pizza loaf before she puts it in the oven to show you how much it's risen.
Tommy, I'll have to. Don't let it slide off now.
I'm not.
With you.
Hang on.
There you go.
So that's what it looks like now that it's risen. And it's going in the oven. So anyway, I described Pete's condition, and, Bob he just affirmed what I already knew, that it was time. Pete had suffered no pain, no discomfort that I know of. And he was so content. He seemed grateful. I don't know if a dog can be grateful or not, but every time I would carry him out and sit him down to use the bathroom, immediately his old tail would wag as if to say thank you. And, he didn't seem to be antsy about anything. I don't know, just the word I keep thinking of when I think of how he's been these last months is content. He's just content, just a happy old dog. But Bob, again, he just confirmed it. He said, look, Tommy, he said, the days are coming when he's going to suffer. He reminded me that the swelling we were seeing was a sign of heart failure. That his heart, one side of his heart, because the right side, I think, because the swelling was all in his belly and toward his back legs. Had it been the other side, I think, left, he would have been coughing and whatnot. The swelling would have been up toward his throat and in his chest. Yeah. And we had started actually seeing the swelling down in his feet, his back feet. Yeah. And so...
He was just before really having a hard time, I'm sure.
Yeah, so that was 2 days ago. And I told Bob I'd make an appointment. I wanted to make sure the kids had a chance to adjust to the idea. And we had an appointment this morning, and where we helped Pete cross that bridge. And I'm so thankful that Bob was there to administer it to Pete, because he was so kind and gentle, and it was such a peaceful thing. It was very comforting for us to be there. It was traumatic, of course. We both boo-hooed like little children, and it broke my heart. But it was so peaceful, and so he left without suffering, and that comforts me. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures, then I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, and then I'll be done. But so I brought him home, and I had already prepared a burial place for him out in the front. And I told Patti when we got him home and I went to put him in the ground, I didn't want Blue and Dottie to see me do that. Not for sentimental or emotional reasons, but because I didn't want them to realize what I was doing in hopes that they wouldn't dig, And so when I got it done and I went to go get a rake to come over and just kind of clean up around there. Patti let Blue and Dottie out. And Blue came and laid down right on top of the grave as I was raking it, and he wouldn't move. The main part of the grave is to the right of Blue in that photograph, and he wouldn't move. And then when I walked away to go put the rake away, let me say this first. Normally Blue is with me step for step, or Patti if I'm not here, or even when I'm here, it could be Patti. One of us. He is step for step with us.
Yeah, if we go somewhere, he's going too.
If you walk away from where he is, he's coming with you. Mm-hmm. But this morning when I walked away to go put up the rake, he laid right there until I got all the way out of sight. And so, does he know? I don't know, but I'm just telling you, those photographs moved me. They touched me because I watched how Blue and Dottie really too just paid homage to Pete, and it was really nice, And they almost like they honored him as the senior, and he put up with it, like I said on Facebook, kind of like an old man getting kisses from kids, worried about falling down, but not wanting to say stop, and that's kind of the look. But
yeah.
So, and then Patti surprised me. I had to go back to town later. When I got back home, she had done this. So, nice little flower bed there to help us remember my old man. So, here he is again. That's the eyes of a content old gentle dog. Mm-hmm. And then, so I just want to say this, and I'll be done with this. But something as I thought about it, and I put on Facebook that all good things come from the hand of Jesus Christ, and the grace of God is so big and awesome and powerful that it can take a man like me who was dead in my sins and bring me to life, make me righteous in his sight. That is the bigness and the power of the grace of God. But at the same time, the grace of God is so tender that he blesses us with such a comparatively small thing as a sweet old dog. And I'm just so grateful to God for giving us the 16 or 17 years that we had with Pete. Yes. And many of you have poured out your love to us on Facebook. You've shared our pain because you've lost your fur babies, as people say. And they're a gift from God. I believe that. And I'm just so very thankful. And so it's been a tough day, but in the midst of that, we're
still thankful. We're still so thankful we got to have him.
Just like Mike and Jenny were able to find a cause to smile in the midst of their heartache.
Yeah.
We as we reflect back on the goodness of God and letting us have Pete, and I'm going to tell you, his departure this morning is a pleasant memory for me already, because I take such solace in knowing how peacefully he slipped away, and without suffering a bit. So thank you to everyone who's reached out to us. It means a lot. I've read every comment, and it means a lot. And anyway, God is good. So, all right, what else, baby?
I don't know.
So I told Patti I wasn't going to do a marriage tip, but I did have a marriage tip for women. Don't trust a man who doesn't love a dog.
No, you shouldn't have said that. Some men might not like dogs, and it's okay.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't trust a man who loves cats more than a dog. But I'm kidding. That's a joke. It's a joke, kind of. It's kind of a joke. No, but the Bible says that it's a sign that righteous men care. I'm totally blowing this scripture reference, but there's actually a scripture reference that the righteous care for their animals.
The needs of their animals. That's right.
Yeah. So
our vet has that on their wall.
Yeah, our vet has it. Has that. I can't believe I'm blowing it because it's right there on the wall.
Yeah.
And so anyway, anything else, hon? Yep, Jackie. Amen. Oh, how he loves us.
You've made people are crying. So
I'm sorry about that. Hey, I've cried half the day today, so if I can cry, you can cry. I blew snot in every direction in there, and but it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. So anyway, we're blessed, y'all. What else?
I do want to remind everybody that we're going to be at the Great Appalachian Homestead Conference.
Yeah, Homesteading Conference, May 5th and 6th at Tennessee Tech University in Cookeville, Tennessee.
And I'll be doing a talk on secrets of sourdough success, and I'm gonna have Starter there, and we are in the process of getting some books printed to be able to sell at conferences, and so just some little paperback books of my little sourdough book. We're going to have that there, and we're really excited about being there. And we're going to
really
see
getting pumped.
The Pratts are supposed to be there. Starry's going to be there. There's lots of different ones going to be there. OAG is going to be there.
Yeah, so old Alabama Gardener's going to be there.
And so that's where we met him for the first time. That's where we met Mike and Jenny the first time last year.
Our super fan, Linda Ennis, is going to be there.
Linda Ennis is going to be there. That's
There's
right.
going to be lots of neck hugging going on.
That's right. That's right. And so I'm real excited about that. And let's see.
Don't forget to check the links in the description of the video. You can go get Tawra's Dining on a Dime cookbook right there. They've got They got a huge, massive blowout sale going on for Mother's Day. And so you can find the pizza sauce recipe right in there.
Yep, it's in there. $2.17.
And so let us give you our weekly reminder. That kind of looks weird.
I thought we're still okay. You can go ahead and do this.
Oh yeah, so we're not finished. Don't leave yet. So whether you eat or drink or care for an old geriatric dog or whatever you do, excuse me, do all to the glory of God. 1 Corinthians 10:31. He deserves it. His kindness is unbelievable, unmatched. But is it bursting at the seams?
Yeah, it's bursting.
Oh, it looks amazing though. Probably needs to cook a little more, don't you think?
It does, but I was checking these little pizza things, but they're not right either.
Kathy Jones says, prayers are with you. Can't wait to see you at the conference. Well, make sure you come up and identify yourself. Kathy Jones.
Yes.
Make sure, tell us your YouTube name. You know, my name is so-and-so. You probably know me as whatever.
Or maybe Kathy Jones.
Well, I know, yeah, but I just thought, no, that's on Facebook.
Oh, it's on Facebook. Okay.
So Kathy Jones's name is probably Kathy Jones.
Yes. When I first got on YouTube, I did a.
Bye, Grandma.
I thought
we love you.
Bye, Grandma Rose.
No.
Oh,
Bandana
Grandma. Good night, Bandana Grandma.
Thanks, Brad.
And I just did my name, so I have a YouTube. I guess I have a channel.
Yeah, but you don't have any content on it.
How do you know? No, I'm just teasing.
I'm just teasing. Unless you've been hiding it like you've been hiding all them tomatoes.
You helped water those tomatoes. You knew those tomatoes was out there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but anyway.
So how long you got that cooking for?
10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. If they want to hang out 10 more minutes, we can do that.
Y'all want to hang out for 10 more minutes? And I'll tell you what we're going to do. If you got something to do, you got somewhere to go, places to go and people to be, you are dismissed. But we'll hang out here for another 10 minutes to see so you can see the finished product, assuming it's finished in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it should be. I think it will be.
Yeah. So. And then I hope it don't take much longer than that because I'm ready for some comfort food.
But you know what? I don't even know if I put this in the book, but let me see. Because
I know what else we can talk about too for 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's right. I put it right there where we remember too.
Yes, Windswept Homestead. We will be there as well.
Yes, I did write in here to make sure you let it cool for 10 to 15 minutes because it is really gushy and juicy and stuff, and so it goes everywhere. We got a package in the mail.
Hang on before you do that.
Oh.
Windswept Homestead, we will be at the Homesteaders of America Conference in Front Royal, Virginia in October. Brad and Kelly, off-grid with Brad and Kelly. In Tennessee, that's the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. May 5th and 6th. It's like next weekend, right? Close.
What are you talking about?
This conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not this weekend, but next.
Not this weekend, but next. In Cookeville, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I saw those questions pop up.
Oh, okay. Okay. Pat Skelton said he's back and wants to see the pizza. It's not quite ready.
It's not quite ready, Pat, so you're going to hang out for another few minutes. So, yeah, Patrick, Tokuyama, is that right? I think it's Patrick Tokuyama, who has an interesting channel called All Day I Eat Like a Shark. And I should have put his link in here. But what he does is he does Japanese cooking. And he's really good at it. And he does live cooking shows. And his channel he's really just getting going. And I wish you guys would go check him out because he really cooks some amazing dishes.
Yeah, he does good with his videos.
So we ended up kind of chatting online about something. And next thing you know, he says, hey, what's your address? I'm going to send you guys some extra seeds that I have. And so he did. So that's why we have those. All Day I Eat Like a Shark on YouTube.
I just done went back up, but somebody asked about your wart removal. How's it going?
It's going. I'll have to do an update.
You've not been complaining it's been stinging.
It still hurts.
It is, okay.
It hasn't, Amy, just in case Amy's watching, it hasn't started. I got the idea from Amy Fuell's book, the Homesteader's Herbal Companion, and it actually from the forward to that book, that Joel Salatin had removed a wart off of his foot with nothing more than a crushed up comfrey leaf, and it took a couple of weeks or maybe 3, I don't remember. And so it's been, I quit counting the days, but to him, if I remember what he said, not many days after it started kind of stinging, then the skin started peeling away, and he would peel it away, and eventually the wart plug dropped out. And mine hasn't got to that point yet, but I meant to show it to you today.
Oh.
There's change happening
there is?
in the wart plug itself.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
it's changing. Yeah, so I don't know what it's doing, but I have had some warnings. Some other people on Facebook who warned me to make sure I don't get an infection. That warts are basically benign, which is true. They don't hurt anything. Although this one is uncomfortable because of where it is. It's right there. Right, I know this. I got white tape, so but right there. So anytime I grab anything, it's just uncomfortable, and I've been shaving it off, for quite some time, and it eventually builds back.
I want to ask Nanda right quick to put Amy's link in there for her book, if you don't mind.
Yeah, Nanda, grab that because Amy's book, The Homesteader's Herbal Companion, is amazing.
It's really good.
Actually, you know what? You can go to our Amazon store.
Oh,
Nanda, post a link to our Amazon shop, which is in the description of this video, and it's right there on that page. I think it is. If it's not, go there and find it. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. It may not be. So find it, Nanda, because the main thing is that people get Amy's book because it's amazing the way it's laid out. So talk about Patrick's seeds.
Yeah.
Our seeds that Patrick sent us.
Patrick sent me some seeds. I'm so excited. Now I didn't know that there was a such thing, but he sent me, and it's so hard to see. Anyway, I'm holding it like this. Dwarf tomato seeds. It's 3 different varieties.
Yay, more tomatoes.
He doesn't mean
Thanks,
it, Patrick.
Patrick.
He doesn't mean it. Also, he sent me some Italian basil.
Tiny little seeds.
Yes, very, very tiny.
Fantasia, orange, chard.
Chard. I've never grown that before, but I'm thinking it's a more of a cool weather, so I'm going to probably wait till the fall to plant this.
Now, Patrick grows a lot of microgreens. He grows microgreens in little small containers
Maybe he
to
could
harvest
teach
for.
us how to do that.
Yeah,
Because we've tried to learn how to do microgreens.
We
and
know
it's
how to
never worked.
do. Well, we know how to do it. We just didn't take into account how hot it is
It
here.
just don't work. Oh, this would have been a good year to do it.
Boy, this would have been a great year for microgreens.
That needs to be your project.
No, I got enough projects.
Uh-uh.
Yes, I do. I got about 12 law enforcement agencies that are my projects.
No, your spare time.
What spare time?
Oh, please.
This is Padron Spanish peppers. I'm glad there's a small number in there because I don't like hot stuff. Padron Spanish peppers. And I don't think we need to be careful. Shishito pepper. Warm season annual. Anything else?
Yes.
Oh, good. It's got culinary tips on there. That's great.
Yeah. He sent me on this. You can't see it because it's burned out. But anyway, it's got all different information on there. So, and then some crimson okra So, but anyway, I'm just excited. Y'all know, I guess y'all know by now that I love seeds. But I've really done good this year because I really don't have that much left in the greenhouse.
Except 14,000 tomatoes.
Not that many. So
12,000.
I just enjoy getting to grow stuff, but I was fixing to go back out there and grow some more stuff.
We're just playing, y'all. It's really fine because, as somebody said, with that number of tomatoes, you're better equipped for crop failure.
That's right. I'm trying to be prepared and provide for the family.
I know you can stop. I said we were just playing. We're just joking.
Yeah.
I don't mind the number, but it is a joke with us because, and it happens almost every year. We talk about at harvest time. We talk about scaling down, but at planting time, we talk about building more beds.
Yeah, but you've got to admit, the year that Honey jumped the fence and ate the tomatoes.
That was our cow.
Yeah, the cow, Honey. And remember, she knocked the tomatoes down? You know how many rows of tomatoes I had? 3. I only have 1 right now.
Yeah.
And I will have 2.
Yeah.
So
That's right, Nanda.
In reality, I have to scale back some.
Extra to bless others with and sell some. That's right.
Yeah. Well, I really felt a burden lift off of me when I quit trying to plant to be able to bring stuff to the market. Because I was always trying to grow as much as I possibly could where I could have some to bring to the market to sell. And, last year I just said, I just can't do it right now. We've got that other big area where we could grow, like lots of peas, lots of tomatoes, lots and lots of stuff. And it's just, Tommy has a full-time job.
It's just too much.
It's too much. And so I just really felt a burden lift off of me when I just decided, if I have anything extra, I'll bring it. If not, no big deal.
Right, no big deal. So
I'm going to go check the pizza loaf.
34 seconds on the pizza loaf. So in case I forget, while Patty's checking on that, pray for the Pratts. They're hurting. Pray for Starry. She's hurting. And Starry specifically requested today that you pray for Mr. Hilder as well. And so I'll ask you to do that too. Pray for Starry and for Mr. Hilder. Wow.
Yeah.
You want me to turn the camera around?
Yeah, I'm going to put this over here.
That's good. I prefer to turn the camera around because it gives me the chance to say, please stand by.
Now, I've never had one turn out quite like this before.
This is not how the picture in the book looks, dear.
No, it doesn't. Now remember these. Are they seeing it now?
They are seeing it now. Oh, it looks great. It looks better on camera than it does on the thing.
Than in person. Oh, I'm not forgetting that.
Don't get me wrong. It looks delicious and it smells delicious.
Now I'm going to tell y'all.
There you go, Pat.
I'm wondering if because I had so much stuff in it, it made it open up so much. I don't know. But it's still going to be delicious.
It's going to be edible.
And y'all see, here's my little...
tasty bites, little cheesy bites.
Yeah, my little cheesy bites right there. So, we have to let this cool for a little while, and then we're going to be eating. So, anyway, but this should have stayed together. I don't know. Anyway.
Sherry says, I smell pizza bread. Can I please have some bite?
We could save her a piece. She could get here. We
yeah,
can
you
heat
can
it up.
get here quick enough. Please stand by.
I want to ask this question of Sherry before, if she can answer it right quick before it's over. Talking about freezing bread dough and everything, would you let it do the first rise, punch it down, and then freeze it, or not let it rise at all? What would be the best way to do that? Because that bread dough that's over there, I'm going to freeze, and it's already risen, so.
Thank you, Terry.
Yes, thank you. So, thank you,
yes,
Linda.
Darlene, the recipe, this particular recipe is in 2 places. Patty's Spectacular Pizza Loaf recipe is found on page 15 of Patty's Sourdough Start to Finish ebook, which is available at AldermanFarms.net/ebooks. Now tonight, and I should have grabbed a picture, but I'm just going to put it back on you and you can hold it up.
Right.
Tonight, Patti did the the pizza sauce.
Spaghetti or pizza sauce / spaghetti sauce.
Yeah, from Tawra's book, Dining on a Dime.
Page 217.
Page 217. And I don't know if Tawra's still in here to post a link, but you know what? You can actually get it from the same link. Nanda just posted a link on YouTube, the AF Digital Store link. That's the ebook link. You can actually get Tawra's book from right there as well. But go to livingonadime.com, and they're having a huge Mother's Day sale. Take advantage of that because you may find something else that you want.
Well, you've got Living on Dimes.
I do. I've got a link in the
below.
description. So
Yeah.
the link to all the links that we've talked about are in the description of this video, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. And so whether you're looking for the pizza loaf or the sauce that Patti made out of Tawra and Mike's book. So
Yep.
yeah, Kathy, wish you had smell-o-vision.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll ever have that, you know? I don't
Really?
know.
I don't think you can transfer smell.
You know, not now.
Well, you could
but-
probably have these little things in the TV set, and that it would like emit it, like, you know, when certain things come on.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an invention we could do.
Maybe so. Get to work on that, hon.
Okay. Sherry says for the bread, no rise at all if possible. It will be a little slow to rise if it has risen once after you thaw it.
Interesting.
So anyway, mine is going to rise slow because it's been rising the whole time we've been talking.
So, you know what? We're making a huge assumption here that everybody in the chat knows who you're talking to. Knows Sherry at 7D Farms. Yes. So if you don't, you need to look up 7D Farm. That's the number 7, the numeral 7, the letter D, as in David, 7D Farm. Look them up on Facebook. Look them up on the internet. I mean, a website, and look them up on YouTube. Sherry is the queen of baking.
Yes.
And here's the thing. You normally do this, and I'm going to do it because it impresses me too.
Okay.
Sherry is a baker who bakes for farmers markets. She lives in the same state that we do.
Like 4 hours, not even 4 hours.
No, 3 hours from us. And she shares every bit of her knowledge with Patti without the least bit of trepidation. And you know,
she shares it with you too on YouTube.
And she shares it with you on YouTube.
But she's very good to answer any questions, share with me, everything.
That's mine, but you can have it, Annie, because I love you.
Why is it yours?
Because she made one for me and one for her.
Carly Ann's saying the
I'll
cheesy
just
bites.
eat the good part then.
No, you can have one. I'm just kidding. And I'm not kidding. I said you could have it. Hey, Jill McDaniel.
Hey, Jill.
So, anyway.
So we just appreciate Sherry. So if
okay,
y'all
good.
haven't seen her, check her out.
Yep. Darlene already has Tawra's book. So that's 216 is the page 216 in her book.
Oh.
For the sauce.
Maybe I was looking at the wrong page.
No, you're fine.
Oh.
And the pizza loaf is a sourdough recipe that's in our book, in Patti's book, Sourdough Start to Finish. All right, so I guess we're done, right? Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. We went way deep in the overtime this week. Last week we can do this because next week we're going to be sending you over to the Pratt Family Homestead at 8 p.m. our time to join them live. And they may be able to sneak into our streams on occasion, although I know what it's like getting ready to go live.
Yeah.
So pray for the Pratts, pray for Starry, pray for Mr. Hilder. If you think about it, pray for us. We'd appreciate that. And we're so very grateful for all of you. It's just overwhelming that so many people care about us and in our little lives, and you're always so kind, and we're grateful. And so we will see you definitely next. Will we? Wait.
Well, yeah, we gotta have our show next Thursday night.
Okay.
We're just gonna have to figure out how.
Okay. Next Thursday.
We might just be on our iPhones, but
Might just be on the iPhones, but we'll see it. Well, if we're on the iPhones, it means we can't go to both locations. But we'll figure something out. We'll see somebody next Thursday at 7 p.m. Central. And maybe before. Patti's been threatening to go live from the garden.
Yes.
So we may need to make that happen between now and then. Anyway, thanks for your kind words about my old boy Pete, our old man Pete, whose suffering has ended. Thank you, Lord, for Pete.
Yes.
We love you guys.